Okay, this is the day we've been waiting for. Now I'm gonna have to beg for your apologies because I got a small dinner, so you're gonna see me eat a little bit, but we are set. Here it is. MovinkPad 11. At least now it's white cardboard with black ink, not just like brown cardboard. And there's a drawing here. This isn't a, this looks almost like a pencil sketch. So it's a little more artistic than we're used to. Okay, and I just need scissors. And I have the Magic Drawing Pad Gen 2 standing by, and the Magic Notepad, and we have an iPad somewhere else over there. We can compare these things. Yeah, it is a small box, Kanto. It is a small box. And when I picked it up, I mean, it was in a bigger package. I was surprised how light, even with the outer package, it was. So this is even lighter than I expected. Let us see. And you know what? Let me get my ears. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I'm going to turn on the music in a second. Okay, should be gently playing in the background. I'm going to eat a little bit. Sometimes these boxes are hard to even open. Okay. I have a new over. This overhead view is a little tricky. Hello. Hang on a second. What is this camera called again? This camera is an Insta360 Link. I'm using it instead of, I know it looks a bit silly. Oh, and you're seeing my messy desk and my forehead. What we want is, I think, overhead. One of the things I don't like about this camera is it resets its view too easily, and then when you're switching between its pre-programmed views, it sort of forgets where it's supposed to be. So it's so funny. So I have another camera that's very similar to it. I'm going to probably switch to it. Other than that, I really like this camera. I'm still trying to get this box. I tell you, sometimes. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't opening. So, as I said, this is a little smaller than the other one. Let's see if I can. Okay. I'll leave it right there. Because if I change the view, it's going to be rotating all over the place. Hello, Nuzio. Hello, Voidouts. Oddness, I really like the Insta360 Link. I think it's one of the best cameras out there. When it came out, it was the only one that gave PTZ, I think, at its price point. Okay. Let's see. This thing is, this little shroud is on a bit tighter than I expected. Okay, Let me just show you. What do you notice? It does have that textured glass. You notice there's no sharp reflections. There's just a few slight. I think if I gave this to you, look, if I put it in your hand, you would, if it wasn't on, you would probably think it was like an iPad, the 11-inch iPad. It's not quite the same form factor. It's just a little bit wider than, its aspect ratio is a little bit longer in this direction. But other than that, if you just laid it down, you would, just like a lot of these tablets. But it does look like an iPad in terms of like the rounded corners. It does have little rubber things at the bottom, so it won't slide, which is different. The camera on this side does not stick out, so you can, except for the bumps, it's flat. And I guess it's got a front-facing camera. It's got two little things here. This is the front-facing, maybe this is a light sensor. Button on top, I assume that's the on button. Okay, let's try heating something. And turning it on. Okay, Wacom, powered by Android. Hi there, it says. And you just know I'm gonna have to do all my normal Google logging and stuff, so bear with me. English. I just clicked English. No, I don't. No, oh God. Okay. It almost went to Spanish for some reason that I'm not sure about. Okay. Doing my Wi-Fi. Give me a second as I log in here. I know you can't see anything. Just a moment. They really need some way of letting my phone, which is an Android device, make this logging in simpler. I think on iPads they have it done very well, really well. Okay, doing the Wi-Fi. It's the same thing that I was doing with the Magic drawing pad. Yeah, it's to your comment. Rain, I'm going to show you it. It's definitely, to my mind right now, it's smaller. The Magic drawing pad's over there, so I'll bring it out in just a minute. While I'm waiting, in fact, I'll bring it out. So, since the Wacom is a bit smaller, hang on. I'm going to put this on top, okay? What's funny is the Magic drawing pad looks really only slightly bigger here, but it feels to me bigger. Or at least, I don't know. In my head, the Magic drawing pad was huge. But when I look at the sizes now, they don't seem that different, right? Let me turn on the screens here for a second. Just so Magic drawing pad is actually upside down. Do these seem to you like crazy different sizes? Let's turn this on here quick. Do they seem really different? They kind of don't, right? Sorry, this is make more sense if I flip it, right? They don't seem that different in size. But in my head, I was thinking the Magic drawing pad was noticeably bigger. Huh. That's interesting. Is the Movink much lighter? Let's see. I'm lifting it up. They're very close. To my hand, they're very close. I think the Movink is just a little bit, my hand, It's just a little bit thicker, just like a little tiny bit. You probably wouldn't notice it. I will say this, I actually do like, I remember I commented on the way, I don't know what you call the shape that's been cut out here. I actually like this on the Magic Drawing Pad. And I kind of wish, I got used to it. I kind of wish the MovinkPad had the same thing. The MovinkPad, sorry. Okay, let me continue the setup. Otherwise I'll be, don't copy, checking info. Sign in. Okay, you gotta give me a second here. Just typing in my email address, 7pens@gmail.com. And next, type the password. I'm gonna see if I can just use my phone or something to do it, because my phone is right next to me. Yes, use my phone. Okay, sure. Sure. It's just telling me to do something with my phone. And that's what I'm doing. If I can find the phone thing. Oh, I still need to hit this button. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's asked me to do one more thing, which is now to click on my phone or select the number. You know, the classic number thing. Okay, it's got me. I'm back in. Google's got to make this simpler. They've got to make this simple. Apple's got it. I really like the way Apple does it with their iPads. Chamfer. That's it, chamfer. Yeah. Okay, it's getting into CAD info. So I can't, blame Wacom for this. This is all just normal Android Google stuff. Sure, do all this. Oops. Okay, let me set my secret pin. Access your assistant with Hey Google. No. Allow assistant on lock screen. Sure. Anything else? No thanks. Getting your MovinkPad ready. Accept a EULA, end user license agreement. All set. Okay, so this is the first divergence we have from the Magic Drawing Pad. Does everyone see this? Okay. So there's a little bit of experience customization. It's not super bright, but I wouldn't call it dim, right? I haven't adjusted any brightness or anything, so that'll be one of the next things I do. So out of the box, I would say, seems okay. I mean, it's slightly dim, I would say. Nizio says, could you compare it to an iPad Pro or Air? I have them over there. I'll bring one over and we'll take a look. Okay, so let's try to just do what it says, because it's all about just getting to draw fast, right? So let's draw. It's almost like the David Bowie song, Let's Dance, but instead it's Let's Draw. Okay, now right now it's dimmer. You see it's dim? I think it's dim. but it is deliberately dimming the back. So it says viewing full screen to exit, swipe down from the top. Sure, got it. Yeah, not super bright, slightly dim. Let's see if I can. There's a little. Okay, so I swiped. There's a little. You can see the little. What do you call it? Gear icon. Hello, gear icon. Not doing anything. Okay, I'm not going to do anything yet. I'm going to find a pen, which they say comes with this thing. JH, you're disappointed with it? I'm not sure how I'm really going to react to it, to be quite honest. Because they keep talking about it as something for quick sketching versus, I think many of us just want really an iPad killer type device. Except, of course, optimized for it. This is such a weird contraption, this box. Okay, put this box over here. Swipe down twice. Okay, let me just try this. Okay, this is the Pro Pen 3. Feels good. I mean, it feels good. In fact, this is not Procreate, obviously, but Procreate has good, I believe, stroke prediction. So it's not following the tip quite as fast as Procreate. There is pointer lag, some visible pointer lag. But the overall drawing experience feels great. This is not a perfect brush to demonstrate pressure, but overall it's doing a good job. Let's just go ahead and do some quick sketching here. How do I make things bigger? That's just some sort of marker or ink. Here's a bigger one. Pretty fluid. Eraser of some kind. A bigger eraser. Or it has rough edges. You can see, right? It's got kind of rough edges. Zoom. I don't know how big this canvas is, but I can only zoom 140%, which is a bit odd. It won't let me zoom to 200%, just 140. And then minus, and there's an undo. I can zoom out only to 60. I mean, that's okay, but there's this button here. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little virtual button here. I'm gonna click it. Oh, it seems like it just moves the tools back and forth. See? That's what happens there. Okay. Now I still don't know the name of the app I'm using. Let me hit share. Export as PNG. Continue drawing in Clip Studio Paint. I'll get to Clip Studio Paint in a second. Let's see. Oh, okay, okay. Oddness. You can see me trying to rotate and pinch. So panning works here. Pinching is not doing anything. Let me try zooming in, seeing if there's any difference. Yeah, there's no rotation here. It may just be the app. Okay, it may not. It's probably not a limitation of the device. The app seems like it just doesn't support zoom. All I can do is pan. All I can do is pan. Let's see. JH says, as capable as an iPad isn't really accurate. I don't know any Apple products, to be clear, but it just isn't as powerful. What was the price of this again? $250. Sorry, $450. Okay, I'm gonna do the opening in Clip Studio. Like everything should, quote, just work, right? Let's see what happens here. Please help us improve Clip Studio by sending us usage information. Hang on a second, I got a little notification, I don't know what's going on. Next. Sure. Sure, notifications. I don't know what to do here. It says sign up and get 3 months free. And it says launch doodle mode. It says use the existing plan. I mean, I'm gonna pick doodle mode, but I expected this to say something like, hey, you're on a Wacom Movink and you're licensed for 2 years. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm not going to sign up for something. I'm not going to use my existing plan, so I'm going to leave it in doodle mode. Now it says choose your drawing mode, simple mode, and then studio mode. I'm going to go to studio mode. I believe that means the full UI because it's just more familiar to me. Okay, I guess this is some intro UI from Clip. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, I skipped over the last page. Close, okay. Okay, you're currently in doodle mode. Yeah, continue. Okay, so it brought over what I drew earlier here. Now let's try the pinching and zooming. Okay, that seems to work. Seems to work fine. Remember, if you see any hesitation and stuttering, it's probably more Clip than it is the device, okay? But I'm happy with this. I wouldn't say that rotation was super smooth, but again, I blame that on Clip. I'll do some basic drawing with some basic pencils or whatever. And then I'll do an airbrush. Well, how about I do a real airbrush? Okay, this brush is 150 big, so nothing too scary. I'm going to shift this up to 250. Then remember, Clip is not optimized for like big brushes, so don't blame Wacom for everything here. I just want to make sure things aren't going crazy. 250 was fine. Let's try. It was a little under 50. It's really 240. Let's try 300. I actually got 300 on the dot, believe it or not. Just a very little bit of sluggishness, but nothing too bad. Let's try. Now, airbrush is, easy, I think, compared to some other kinds of brushes. This is about 400. Pretty typical for Clip. Pretty typical. Oh yeah, I forgot about the 90 hertz. So I will definitely do that. I don't know what it's doing. My eyes are not good at detecting 60 versus 90 or anything. I'm the same person who drew and watched movies on the TV for a year and it was set at 30 hertz. So, you really want to get someone who's got good eyes here. Okay, I'm gonna do another brush here. I want to pick one that's gonna maybe tax the system. We'll just see what happens. It's 300. I can't tell right now, but it seems pretty similar to the Magic Drawing Pad 2. Someone told me they use the same processor too. Is there any way of getting to the top gray bar? You're talking about, Nizzy, you're talking about this thing? Or you're talking about this file, edit, that menu? Just tell me which one. I don't know. I think there is. I'm going to go up to this pencil brush because someone said it's really taxing. Is that the pencil? Let's try it out here. Let me get a bigger pencil. It's 1,700. It did okay. I mean, this is not Clip's strength, but it did okay. I don't use such large brushes in my work. You know what I'd like to do is just get the brightness up a little bit higher, just to see if I can. Hey Nim, I agree with you. This definitely feels targeted at MDP, not iPad, right? Rain, yeah, it doesn't lag as much as I expected. at least, you know, it's hard for me to compare because I don't have the iPad next to me. And, you know, a human test may not reveal the issues. Let me see if I can figure out now. Okay. I did this. How bright is it? It looks to be about 50%. So I'm going to shift it to 100% brightness. And it looks good that way. It might be looking a little blown out to you. Let's go back. Can you tell it's brighter in the video? The camera may be automatically doing some stuff to it. Right? Let me try that really bright red. So that's a bright red. It looks good to me. I will say this. You can't see it, but I can see the glare from the light, which is over here, come here. And so it's making the blacks look a little grayer because of the glare, right? But, you know, and iPads, of course, have glossy screens, so it's a very different effect on an iPad. I could believe it. It's very close to the Movink at the very least. But yeah, I'm liking it. Okay. Pro Pen 3 is good. I don't think there's any question about that. Now I do have. Let me clear the screen. What do I got here? That's a Huion pen. I have a Pro Pen 2. Okay. Oh, good point, JH, about the contrast. So let's just see what happens. I'll make it a black. Oh. Nothing happens. It does not recognize the Pro Pen 2 in any way, shape, or form. That was my finger causing that to happen because I was selecting. I actually touched the top menu. Yeah, Pro Pen 2 just not working. I'm not a huge fan of this decision that Wacom made not to let the Pro Pen 2 work. I'll do some other pen tests, but what this means is this tablet can work with the Pro Pen 3 and the UD-EMR pens like CP912 and 923. Sorry, CP913 and 923, and Samsung S Pen and some others. Right, here's an S Pen actually, just to prove it. Right. So S Pens work. S Pens aren't as good as Pro Pen, of course, but they're good in a pinch, and they will cost like $40 versus the $130 for the Pro Pen 3. Okay. Yeah, Hanan, there should be no reason for it, and let's make sure we're on the same page here. The Intuos Pro came with support for the Pro Pen 2, Pro Pen 3, and the UD-EMR pens. The Movink came with support for Pro Pen 3, Pro Pen 2, and the UD-EMR pens. So there is no question the technology works. Like, there's no question whatsoever. Their digitizer can work with all those pens. So the fact that they have removed support for the Pro Pen 2 is, I believe it's a little bit of a strike against this tablet, to be quite honest, because the Pro Pen 2 is $80, and you might have 2 or 3. Well, I have 8 or 9 of them, but the Pro Pen 2 is a good pen, and I don't want to just rely on this $130 Pro Pen 3. Remember, I prefer the Pro Pen 2, right? Yeah, Rain, it does work. It does work on the new Cintiqs. So I'm disappointed on, I don't think they're going to change their decision, but, it is what it is. Okay. The scenario they keep talking about for this tablet is it's for just drawing and sketching whenever you get to feel like it. So let's pretend to be that person, right? I'm going to close Clip Studio Paint. File, and I'm going to just close this. Do not save. Does this tablet give me the feeling of, oh, I can just start drawing? I'm so used to a quit menu. I forgot how you do this in Android. Do more with the taskbar. Drag apps to the side to use 2 apps at once. Okay, sure, whatever. That's a little confusing to me right there. I'm used to the way the Samsung tablets work, and this is a different. Let me try to explain what I'm seeing, okay? I'm not good at conveying the difference. I've got the magic thing next to me. Hang on. Okay, so let me clear all this stuff out. I actually forget, to be quite honest, on this app how to do it. Okay. What was I talking about? Okay, I just want to show you how I get to the apps, right? With this one, if I push my finger up, I get this very standard Android thing, right? I don't particularly like this, but I kind of know what it is because I've used it for years, okay? And then now in here, I have to unlock it again. Okay, I'm gonna keep my finger on this so it does not lock. Now watch this. You see, it just goes away. Now, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying I'm not sure how to operate it. Okay, now I've left it there. So that's confusing to me. JH, what do you want me? Oh, you want to see the... Yes, classic. Okay, Pro Pen 2. Is this it? Yeah, let me double check. Pro Pen 2, right? KP504E. Does nothing here, but does something here. Now remember, I think you don't get the full pressure range. It only gets like 50%. So, you know, this is weird that this works, but, you know, it does work. It does work. Nikki asks, so I know what the weight is, but how does it feel? Do you think it'd be cumbersome to travel with? I'm going to pick both of them up. No, not at all. Not at all. I think both of these are good to travel with, but I will say this one came with this kind of, I don't know what you call this. You know, you slide this thing on the back of it. There's no screen protection, right? This is for the back. Like, I guess it goes like this, right? So there's no, I don't even know if there's a case for this. I think Wacom said there is a case for this, and I keep having to log back in, hang on. But yeah, I think that would be my only concern, is getting protection, right? Atna says the MovinkPad case will launch in August. Both screens look good, by the way. Like, I have no complaints. I'm gonna make both of them as bright as they can be. And, because this one's like not as bright as it can be. Where is the brightness thing on this thing? I always forget how to do this, actually. Silly me, it's here. 100% there. 100% there. Let me get back to concepts here. Let me double check the brightness again. You know, I literally cannot remember how I got the brightness to work. Getting to the controls is different on both of these too. With this one, it's more like, what did I do here? I think I swipe here and I swiped again. With here, okay, they are similar. They are similar actually. Slightly different layout here, but that just may be the sizing of the text. Notifications, standard stuff. These are both Android 14. Okay. Let's see. Atna says the case has a pen holder, good, and a flip cover which acts as a stand. Atnas, do any of them come as have a keyboard? Because that's one thing I do like about my iPads actually. Everything else here is similar. They have internet, they have Bluetooth, do not disturb, airplane mode, device control says auto rotate. Location is here, but not here. Maybe I haven't enabled location stuff. Battery saver is here, not on the MDP. Quick share is here. It says hidden, and then Clip Studio Paint. So Clip Studio Paint gets a special optimized like button right here. Okay. Whoa, Alexandria! Look at this comment here. They had Pro Pen 2 as their supported devices several days ago. I have a screenshot even interesting. It was missed. You know, they did. I do believe they had some docs there which they released. Maybe before they were edited, and it could have been part of that. Okay, let's try just doing something else here. I'm gonna go to, what I wanted to do was actually lock this thing, if I can remember how. I don't know if they have face unlock, so I'm gonna check. This UI is confusing me, I have to be honest with you. Like, I'm not even sure how it got there. That seems to correspond to this. Oops, not that. This. There are just tweaks to the UI that I'm still trying to adapt to. Clip is already in. I'm not liking this little menu item. I cannot figure out. You see what's happening? I'm trying to bring it up, and if I go too far, it'll like just disappear. So I have to like bring it and then carefully lay it back down there. And I'm probably just, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just not used to this. It looks nice, but I'm just not used to how it's trying to operate with me. YouTube, let's go to YouTube. Don't allow notifications. Okay, I'm already logged in. And let's see if we can find something. Okay, I'm not sure if I want Asmongold to be showing up on the stream, so we're gonna listen to this guy talk for a second. You can't hear anything. Video looks fine. I mean, no complaints. Oh, 90 hertz? Okay, Jake Hernandez says, hey Joseph, thanks for joining us. And Jake says, go to navigation bar in settings to change button layout. Let me do that actually. Navigation bar in settings. I'm doing exactly what you're saying. Navigation. Oops, I typed in the wrong. Navigation bar. Okay, here we go. try to bring it a little closer. And do what? The front page is a minefield. Change the button layout. I'm not sure how to change it. I'm not sure I went to the right place. I'm going to click on navigation mode. Okay, maybe I'll try that later. Let me get to the 90 hertz issue. Refresh rate. How do I know what hertz is it, what the refresh rate is? I typed in refresh rate. It says display refresh rate. Okay, by default it comes set at 60. The second option is, here, let me zoom in. I know you can't totally see this. It's high and then adaptive. So I'm going to go to high. Okay, I will say things do feel snappier. Okay, you may not see it because this, I think the camera that I'm using right here is 30 hertz or something, but to my eyes, it is snappy. Like just things are sort of moving more cleanly, if that makes any sense, right? Like I wouldn't call the Magic Drawing Pad like jittery or anything, or sorry, like it's not moving smoothly, but this is definitely smoother at 90 hertz, okay? Hey Nim, I thought I looked for gesture navigation. I'm gonna click here. Oh, so that was brightness. I thought that was a search bar for a second. I'm gonna try that again, gesture. Gesture navigation. Okay. Left edge, right edge. You know, I'll be honest with you. I get really confused between these navigation modes on Android. With my iPad, I've sort of finally learned how they work. I don't understand Android, this UI. I actually have trouble understanding what's going on. Like, what is this screen? Why does it seem sometimes I can move things and what's this, right? Like, I'm kind of baffled by which screens are which. It was right below gesture navigation. Okay, I'll look there again. Sorry for, maybe I'm more of a confused person. I'll look there again. Hey Nim, thank you. Gesture navigation. It was below gesture navigation, so let me look again. Pick 3-button navigation. Maybe this is what you meant? Use button or gesture. It is taking clean a little too far. Navigation mode. This is so confusing to me. 3-button, right? You want 3? Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay. This looks... Okay, let's go... I'm still confused what this screen is. And I'm still confused what this screen is. Like, what are they? This is not all apps, obviously. But I just don't know what to call this. Right? And how do I get back to it in the middle of, let's say I'm on YouTube, right? How do I get back to it? You see what I'm talking about? But bring this down, no. Okay, sorry, I didn't make clear what I did. I clicked on this, this thing here, right? And that brought up this sketching app. There's some media controls here. This is, I guess, Play Store, Messenger. Okay. I'm not really getting the feeling of like pick it up and start sketching. The 3 buttons on the right side. Sorry. Are you talking about this stuff? Okay. Let me just tell you what was going through my head. This confused the hell out of me. Right, these 3 buttons. Because I saw these 3 buttons and my mind's, here, I'll tell you what I interpret these as. Rewind, record, or play, and stop. I actually thought these were media control buttons that were on because I was playing a YouTube video. I would never in my life have guessed that these had this other role. Like, this looks like a back button, right? What's the dot do? Who the heck knows? And why does it sometimes go up and then go back down? Can anyone see what? Yeah, see that? It goes up. I click it. I know I'm just yelling about this tablet, but like I just don't understand what it's trying to do to me. And what does this do? Like, is it a, I just don't get it. Okay. Let me turn off the YouTube video. 1 second. So confusing. Okay. I'm not a fan of the navigation of this thing. It's just very different from what I'm used to. Right? And I don't want to just yell at the designers. It's just, I don't know what to do with it. Right? It doesn't work like an iPad. It doesn't work like my other Android device. It just is doing its own thing, and I'm baffled by what to do with it. And just so you know, it's not that it's different from, so here's a great example. I have a Chromebook, right? And I'm a 30-something year Windows user. The Chromebook feels intuitive to me, even though I've never, even from the first minute I started using it, the Chromebook layout of the window made sense, right? This is very confusing. I don't know what to expect, right? These symbols don't mean anything to me. I can probably guess this means all apps, but I don't know how I got to places or how I was moving through them. Let's see some of the comments. Circle button brings back to the home screen. Is that what the home screen is? This doesn't do anything when I'm at the home screen. Clicking back, whatever the hell this triangle button does. I just don't understand this UI at all. I don't know what Squid Game means, Kanto. Square button lets you see all the apps. Oh, I see. Okay, that's useful. I just would never have guessed it. Because it just looks like, stop playing the recording. Let me clear all these things out. Okay, they need to work on that. This is not Android, right? Like this is this Wacom specific? The triangle is back button, Nikki? It's just like, I don't know what to do with it. That's standard. Nick says those are standard old Android buttons. Back, Task Manager, and Main Menu. Back, Task Manager, and Main Menu. This is Android, huh? Yeah. Maybe just because my tablets have been all Samsungs, I've just never seen anything else than Samsung. So it's just weird. Okay, let's take a look at some of these other things. We'll do Wacom shelf. Okay, so it saw my drawings, and it says folders, date, type, size, resolution. What the hell am I supposed to do with this thing? Okay, I clicked on it, and okay, this moves through the different pictures that I drew. Okay, and then what can I do here? I can look at info to see a bigger version. I can click on this to share. So I can edit this in Clipshow Paint or Canvas or open it with something. I mean, I guess this is useful. I guess. Okay, so if I was doing a live stream. Yeah, Hanem, yeah, the core UI should be static, right? And it says the back button is when you're an app. It doesn't work on home. It's just weird that they show it then when I'm at home. Like, a back button implies you can go back, right? So let's pretend I'm on a stream. I'm going to try to use this the way they say, right? The shelf app is going to collect all my drawings, right? So I'm going to open up this. Let me get back to the, let's get to Chrome here. And I want to draw. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to say, I'm just going to make a fake thing. I'm going to say, well, we have 3 brands. We have Wacom, we have Huion, we have XP Pen, right? This is some fake notes. And then I want a new page. I'm like, that's page number 1. I want page number 2, so I go plus. It saves the image, and now I'll do my favorite. I'll draw a picture of a frog. Damn, I didn't do half bad a job actually. Right? Not bad. Okay. And then I say, then we're going to talk about, here's our agenda for day 1, 2, 3, and draw a little diagram of something, right? Okay. So I've drawn 3 things, and then I want to reference these things later. So I like that, because I like to do whiteboarding in front of you all. How do I get there? I guess I do this, and I go to the shelf, and it has what I drew. I do like that. I do like that, right? Because it optimizes my ability to find what I just sketched. I do like that. I don't know if I want to live in that drawing app so much, but okay, I get it. I get it. And then I can open up something and open up a clip or something. Okay. I get the scenario. I get the scenario. I'm not sure it's adding that much, but I get the scenario. Okay. Oh, did I test the Samsung S Pen here? Oh, I can't draw here. S Pen works fine. Rain, yeah, the 90 hertz feels more responsive when I'm drawing, in the sense that, let me be clear what I mean by that. Like, I do feel like the visible pointer lag is perceptibly just a little bit less. That's a perceptive thing because of the 90 hertz. It doesn't, so it feels more responsive. The tablet, I don't think is more responsive, but it visually feels that way, right? So I'd like it. I'd probably keep on using this at 90 hertz, right? Over 60 hertz, definitely, definitely. How do I erase this entire thing? The thing is, they try to keep this app really simple. I'm not even sure if I can change the brush size, by the way. I accidentally clicked something. I think it's just you get the brush size as you get. Like, there's no obvious way to change this brush size. It is really just, okay, it just starts drawing. Yeah, JL, I think that's oh, Hera, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. JL, I think it tries to address a specific need I just don't know if that need is so strong. I get this device to meet that need, right? Hanem, yeah. Right now, the most distinctive feature of this is the Pro Pen 3, right? And it's a good pen. I mean, I'll never say anything bad about the Pro Pen 3. It is a good pen, but if you lose it, you know, you have to spend $130, or you buy a Samsung S Pen for $40. If this software was more developed, and I hate to say it because they want to keep the software very simple, maybe I'd say that its scenario of quick sketching would make sense. It's clear that they tried to make that scenario work well. It's very clear, I think. I'm just not sure there's enough here to make me feel like, oh, what a great scenario, right? Like, for example, I've got all this quick share stuff, right? Like in my quote shelf. Now the question I have is, can I install Wacom shelf here on this tablet? Let's try. Like, can I share it between tablets? Are my notes stuck on this machine? Rain. I'll try to make that. I'll try to make that change. I think Atlas is pointing that out too. Yeah, here only Pro Pen 3 and UDEMR, like Samsung, the Samsung S Pen and CP923, 913, but not the Pro Pen 2, not the Art Pen, not the Grip Pen. Those don't work. I'm gonna try to install the, what do you call it? The Wacom shelf. What a weird name. Wacom shelf. Wacom shelf. Sorry, you can't see what I'm typing. Like, you know, I did this as a test just to see if, like, can I use this tablet in such a way that my notes are easily shared? So I couldn't really find that. When I say shared, I mean more like synced. I'm gonna change this lock-in thing so it won't lock every second. 1 second, just give me a moment. Let's find settings again. Lock screen timeout. For right now, I'm gonna keep it at 30 minutes, okay? That way, in this stream, it shouldn't freak out. If, since people are asking about the Art Pen and these other pens, I'm gonna go get them and we'll just test them, just to double check that they don't actually work, okay? So give me a second, I'll be right back. Let's see, now I am back, and let's see if you can see what I am showing here. Oops, not that. Overhead, there we go. Oh, I have to, hope this didn't lock. It didn't, okay. This is the Grip Pen, KP501E. No reaction, does nothing. That movement was my finger causing it, not the pen. Here's the art pen. No reaction. And just in case, I'm just gonna see what happens over here, okay? Okay, art pen doesn't do anything on the Magic Drawing Pad, and neither does the grip pen. Just wanted to make sure, right? I think, honestly, as a device, I have no real complaints. It's just not. I think my issue is the way in which this tablet distinguishes itself from this tablet is not the hugest of deals for me, right? Like the note-taking app is interesting, but would I buy this device because it has that feature, right? I think someone earlier asked about what's the texture feel like. I'll compare them. Let me use the Pro Pen 3 here. This has just very slightly more texture, the Wacom, than this, using the Pro Pen 3. I'll try with the Samsung S Pen. They feel almost the same with the S Pen. The S Pen has a rubber nib. Now what about a Huion pen? Just to try different materials. I can't tell the difference. But with the Pro Pen 3, I think this had a little more resistance to this. So this probably is a little more textured, right? Kanto, yeah, if you want, I can do that. In fact, I have another Pro Pen 3 here from a different device. It works fine. This is the one that came with, actually, I thought this came from the Cintiq 2416. It was another random Pro Pen 3 I have. So it just works with the Pro Pen 3 in general. How does the MovinkPad texture compare to the Movink 13 texture? Okay, good question. Let's get the Movink. 1 second. Okay, I'm back with the Movink. The box is empty, hang on. My Movink has disappeared. I found it. The box wasn't empty, my eyes got confused. And I thought it was empty, but it was just sitting in the box. Okay. Let me move the Magic Drawing Pad out of the way. And first, let's just take a look at the size of the devices, okay? Let me zoom out. And probably you want to see a little bit easier to see that way, okay. Hera, yes, CSP was working fine on this. There's nothing wrong with it. Felt about as good as the Magic Drawing Pad. So Movink is on the bottom. Movink is clearly bigger. The screen is, I'm looking at the actual display panels. Okay, I'm trying to align the display panels. They have about the same bezel, so the Movink screen size is the same height, but it's like 2 inches wider. Okay? Yeah, it does need stress testing, Hanem, right? Alejandro, do I think it's comparable to the Magic Drawing Pad? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think it's not better, but it's like the same. It's like the same, right? Yeah, because I think this aspect ratio, it's not totally 16:9. Does anyone know the actual aspect ratio? Because I think the Movink is 16:9, but I guess this is not. Okay, so which brings me to one of my. Hang on a second. How do I explain this? Okay, I'll do it this way. This is my phone, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up Infinite Painter, and I'm just going to, let me get rid of some stuff here on Infinite Painter. As always, it's always sketches of frogs, right? Okay. So this was my question, right? What is the competitor of this thing? You could theoretically, if you might, if you already have a phone that supports it, you might get this instead, the Movink, right? And the reason for that is you'd actually be getting I'm trying to find a cable here. You'd actually be getting a portable. Let me see if this works here. I'm not sure if this will work, so we're going to see. I'm not sure if this thing has enough juice, power, to keep the Movink on. The question I had in my mind is, if you had a phone and you had the Movink, would that make a better portable drawing pad for you? Does that make sense? It looks like this doesn't have enough power from the phone. That's okay. I just wanted to try it out. I guess there's just not enough to get it going. Hey, Tablet Kitten. This one's 3x2. Nick says, I'm late as usual. What do they do? Standard, ProPen 3. Yeah, tilt works. No buttons on this thing. But you can program the buttons on the pen, I guess. We can try that. I didn't try any of those kind of like shortcuts. Performance was the same as the Magic Drawing Pad 2, and I would say it's okay. It's not like iPad with this M4, M3 is a more powerful device. I don't think, if anyone thinks I'm wrong about that, let me know. But I think the iPad's more powerful. Now you're paying much more for the iPad, but I thought this was fine. I normally recommend for people who are looking for a standalone tablet, and they don't want like a real laptop, I say get the Samsung Galaxy S9 FE. Now, right now, either one of these would provide a better drawing experience than the Samsung Galaxy S9 FE. They're both about the same price, and they are a bit bigger. So either one of these would work great as your a standalone drawing tablet, right, at the same price point. That makes sense? Let's see. The new Movink does have more resolution, does it? No, so compare. The Movink only has HD resolution. Actually, I think the resolution of the MovinkPad actually might have greater resolution. Oh, what did I do? I pressed the power button here, so it's rebooting apparently. Hera says, just checked an external battery with the right cable works fine with Movink plus Dex. So I guess that would be my question. Like, if you're on your phone and you bring your phone everywhere, and your phone is a, you know, a relatively modern Samsung, I don't know, S24 Ultra or whatever, right? You might get the Movink and use that as your drawing tablet instead, right? Just a thought. Just a thought. Let's see, Hanem says it's a bundle of trade-offs between MDP, MovinkPad, and S9, S10 FE. It is. There's not a clear winner, but I do think the Magic Drawing Pad Gen 2 and the MovinkPad give you a better drawing experience. I think that's fair, right? But Samsung has been in the business of making standalone devices for a long time. So which organization do you think would have a support organization that would deal with, you know, taking questions, maybe the possibility of having to return an item? Movink is full HD, not just, oh, that's right, that's right. Okay, what else should I try? We tried 90 Hertz. You know what, I picked up the Magic Drawing Pad when I meant to do the, does the MDP work with the new regular? Yeah, it does, in Izio. If you want, I can show it to you, but it does. We tried it, I think on one of the streams. We tried the regular X3 Pro pen and we tried the Slim pen. I didn't try the roller pen because I couldn't find it, but the other two definitely worked. Can someone look up the resolution of the MovinkPad? And I'm going to try one more thing here, which is to see if there's any other distinguishing feature here. Besides the Wacom canvas and the Wacom shelf, this seems like the same software as the anything else, right? It's not super heavily customized, just a little bit that threw me off. I think the other question I have for Wacom is, you know, Android 16, actually for both XP Pen and Wacom, Android 16 is coming out very soon this year, I think. Will I be able to upgrade these to Android 16? I'm guessing the answer is no, but hopefully it's going to be yes. Move the portrait with 3 lights locked. Okay, sure. Let's see how I lock this thing. I'm not entirely sure how to lock it, to be completely honest on this. I'm going to click this and see what happens. Okay, it says lock down, which is scarier than lock. Okay, so Konto, thank you. So the MovinkPad has a higher resolution than the Movink, which I forgot about. Okay, that's Pro Pen 3 on the screen while it's locked. Okay, yeah. It does interact with the screen. So if I just type in numbers, you can use it that way. Right? The lock button. Oh yeah. Okay, let me log in. Hang on. I actually had not pressed the volume buttons here until someone pointed out that this is the lock button. In fact, I hadn't even noticed the volume buttons. I feel like they're in a strange place, actually. But that's because I'm so used to the way the Samsung models do it. What is this stuff? Volume, share. Oops, I clicked on something I didn't mean to. Okay, what else to try? Because really, in a lot of ways, this is just a very standard Android tablet. It looks nice. I feel like the drawing experience is actually good, right? I meant just hit power button and then move the pen to the screen. Okay. Oh, I see. Sorry. Okay. Thank you. Okay. I hit the power button and now. Oh, it does trigger something. Okay, let me do that again. To make sure it wasn't my hand. Okay, it does. Oh, and it went. Oh, okay, I see. Hang on. Let me. Ah, stupid. There's no face unlock either. Okay, I'm going to close that so it's not up. Okay, I'm going to be looking at this. Okay, so I'll lock it, meaning the Wacom canvas app is not up, and then. There we go. So it did actually, that's nice. That is nice, honestly, that optimization. But it doesn't seem like that's an impossible optimization to make. I mean, Magic Drawing Pad can do that too, right? Like, it'll sense the pen. So, but that's a nice optimization. Let's give Wacom credit for that. Yeah, I don't see any biometrics here. Let me double check in the settings. Logging in all the time. Okay, let's search for Face ID or face. Teach assistant to recognize your face. I don't think that's what I want. And it doesn't have any like fingerprint sensor. Let me just double check. No, doesn't. So yeah, this would be a great device that if it had, like my Samsung Tab S8 Ultra has a fingerprint sensor in the screen. It is very convenient. It is super convenient, right? Not even fingerprint, yeah. So that's. I'm not sure if I'm super disappointed, but like, if you want to be able to quickly start drawing, you know, you can get this going. But I'm not sure how that works if you've locked it. Like, why does it let me do that? Like, I guess what I'm saying is, if I'm a normal person, I lock this, right? Like this. If Joe Schmo comes and picks up my pen, do they just do this and they're in? Okay, they still have to unlock it. So it's, you know, not quite as seamless, but I think I get it. So I guess ultimately, if someone said standalone, Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE, this device, MDP are all tied. Probably, honestly, I would give this device and the XP Pen device, I'd probably give it the advantage, because the drawing experience is better, right? I think I would say that. JH is asking, what do I draw in my free time? Mostly I'm just doodling, JH. Draw a lot of frogs, as it turns out. Besides that, yeah, I'm just doodling. I actually am trying to learn how to draw in a more anime style, which I've never done before. But yeah, mostly what I've been doing lately is just memes, believe it or not. This is a good device. I mean, I have no. Wacom, as someone posted in our last stream that there was a senior vice president of Wacom who said this is the first in a series. So what I'm hoping is we get a Pro, meaning more expensive tablet, right? Something the size of a Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra, something that lets me use the Pro Pen 2 and 3 and all these other pens. Something that's actually powerful, right? Something that's like on par with an M4 Apple iPad. And something that lets me my fantasy, to just reiterate, I want to sit at my, I use Windows 11. I want to sit at my Windows 11 PC with Clip Studio Paint, and I want to be drawing And, you know, I'm using something, a device like this as a pen display, right? I'm just painting. And I want to just unplug it from the computer. So, you know, it essentially was a pen display. I want to unplug it and it seamlessly picks up where I left off, right? That would be my fantasy. Now, is that possible? I don't know. I don't know. They got me. They got me a long time ago, Nick. Scott Eaton's Anatomy for Artists course is really good. It might set you up for some pretty good success learning how to stylize. Scott Eaton. Okay. Okay. I'll note that. This or base iPad, which one would you choose? I'm not totally sure. I mean, let me be clear what I'm sure about. I'm not sure about. I don't know how powerful the base iPad is, so that is a factor. But for drawing, I choose this, honestly. And the reason for that is the drawing experience is better. Don't get me wrong, the iPad has some advantages. It has display out. Like, even if I powered the Movink, this does not have display out, doesn't have display in, which are limitations of this tablet. But it has the best drawing experience, almost by definition, right? I feel the closest to that is an S8 Ultra with the new Cintiq 24. The S8 Ultra is the device I want, except for one. I mean, sorry, let me back up. It almost is the device I want, but there are just a couple of issues. Number one, it doesn't use the Pro Pens, okay? Number two, its battery life I think is weird or not great. Number three, the S8 Ultra is weak when it comes to display out, right? And it doesn't have built-in DP in. So those are the things I want, right? I want a pen display. I think I would pay $1,000 for a pen display that was 16 inches, could be used as a standalone device, supported DP in and, you know, DP out, right? That I pay for. What's the difference between the Movink? Honestly, you know, if you talk to me, and I've measured these pens, the Pro Pen 3 is a higher maximum pressure, and more consistently, it's a higher maximum pressure, and it has a lower IAF, which is good. But unless you're really picky about IAF and maximum pressure, you're going to find the drawing experience very similar, right? I don't think you're going to be like looking at this and saying, oh wow, the Movink's experience is night and day. The MovinkPad's experience is night and day different. I think it's going to be very similar, and it's definitely going to be better than the Samsung S Pen. Okay, that's what I would say. Well, Optus, I mean, yes, I guess I did kind of describe the Mobile Studio Pro, but I don't know. Maybe I've been unfairly harsh to the Mobile Studio Pro. Maybe I've just been too harsh. Okay, let me take this to the other questions here. Rain says, lack of finger sensor unlock. If you have to use lock code, it won't be much quicker than the fingerprint scanner and just open up. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You can still connect it to a PC laptop and use it as a tablet with special Android. Yeah, Nick, I just feel like anytime you're using a special app, the apps are adding latency, right? And I hate seeing that because everyone's, we all hate pointer lag, and the apps cannot have to deal with some extra layers, I guess, they have to go through. Jerry says, it'd be cool to see Wacom next be releasing the iPad killers with a powerful tab and big screen. We're very close to it, right? We're very close to it. For the life of me, I don't know what's stopping it from happening, right? I could easily imagine someone, Wacom is so well positioned to do that. And it wouldn't be hard. Same with even XP Pen, they're very well positioned to do it. Same with Huion and SenseLabs even if they wanted to. They just have to do a few more things. Maybe in 1 or 2 generations, we'll see the exact device, right? Again, MD DisplayPort in, out, faster processor. The pen stuff is great already. There's no need to like improve the pens too much. Oh, Jerry says, right now I feel like they're testing the waters. Yeah, I think that it feels like that, doesn't it? Movink 11 versus MDP Gen 2. God, that's real tough. This is gonna shock people when I say this. I would probably slightly prefer the MDP Gen 2. Even though the Pro Pen 3 is a better pen, which is a big deal. And the reason for that is I get more out of this, because I can use like a pen display. Right, so I can do one. Now, maybe it'll turn out that in the future I won't think that feature's a big deal, but I kind of like it. It also, I like that it has face unlock, right? I don't know if its face unlock is the best in the world, but it does have it, right? In fact, I'll do it right now if I can. Unlock, let's see. I turned it off, so I have to undo it one time. And then unlock it, and you watch. Let's see if it works well. I did it with glasses, though, so I don't know what's going to happen this time. Yeah, it unlocked. I just have to swipe up, see? That's the way it should work. It was very convenient. I can't believe they didn't add that to the MovinkPad. But this makes this device just more... In fact, the unlock happened, the face recognition happened so fast, I did not realize it actually happened, right? So that, weird to say, but like, even though the drawing experience on the MovinkPad is better, I would probably pick the XP Pen. Don't get me wrong, I still like this device. I think it's a great device. I get more out of the Magic Drawing Pad, right? And the pen doesn't cost $130 to replace. If it doesn't explode, it's awesome. Oh, sorry, Voidots. I should have explained that MDP means Magic Drawing Pad. And just so everyone's clear, I am talking about the Magic Drawing Pad Gen 2. Gen 2. Not the Gen 1, which is, they never used Gen in front of the names or behind the names. So be clear. I'm talking about the Magic Drawing Pad Gen 2, which just came out. MovinkPad Pro 16. Why not? Why not? Right? I could totally imagine it. Look, even if it wasn't 16, a 14-inch tablet would be what? Like, or a 15-inch, like the size of a laptop, right? That'd be a big screen to work with. Especially if the operating system, when it was not connected to a computer, was optimized for drawing. This tries to be optimized for a little bit of sketching, but I can imagine that being a really great experience. Let's see, Adna says, MovinkPad Pro 16, I would pay $3,000. Probably Wacom is counting on that, actually. And OLED, yes, it has to be OLED. Huion had better get their act together with their Android tab, because this canvas slate thing it's not good. It's not good. Yeah, I think Pro should be OLED for Wacom at least. They have to start having Pro mean something consistently. Movink Studio. I like it. All three drawing pads are playing it safe with their first attempt at Android tab. Really hope, yeah, I think that's a very fair way of thinking about it, Hainem. They are playing it safe, but everyone's except for Huion, these are very reasonable, solid devices, right? And my big question was, do they do something special over the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE? And they do. Now you can debate if what they do special is that special or enough, but they add things. They both add better pens. This adds face unlock, DisplayPort in. This adds the best pen in the market and optimized sketching. So they bring something to the, you know, that's why I'd feel okay recommending these two. I feel okay. Let's see, B says, outside topic question, between Wacom Cintiq 16 and Canvas 16 Gen 3, you're talking about the new Cintiq 16 2025 edition, I assume. And the answer is yes. Yes. Look, with the $300 price difference, I know is, you know, it is not, it's not nothing. But the reason I think my answer is yes is because it's $300, the question transforms from why get the Wacom to why not get the Wacom. Okay? And I think that's a big deal. Wacom still has the best brand, they still have the best tech, and the device is good. It really is good. It's probably one of the best. You know, I did a drawing tablet awards in either January or December. And I think I'm planning out my award show for this coming holiday season. And I would say that let me put my face on here. I would say that the new Cintiqs are one of the leading candidates for like tablet of the year for pen displays, honestly. As for pen computers, right now it's very close, but I actually do think I'd probably favor the XP Pen, believe it or not. Right? I think they did a good thing, right? Yeah, so the new Cintiqs are fantastic, and I think they are worth $300 more. Yeah, and Hanem's saying, yeah, their testing of the demand is there. Yes, absolutely. J8 says Wacom made an Android tablet before. I always forget that existed. I've wanted to try one, but I hear it wasn't great. If someone's tried it, let me know. I'm really curious about it. XP Julian, increased social credit. Dead SM says Wacom UX is missing a bunch of small features. What did you have in mind? I think this is Wacom. Look, Wacom XE Pen, they should add some special app or something. Like they should make the experience great for their customers. And I have to salute Wacom tried to do that, right? In a certain specific way. I'd like to see more of that. I don't want Wacom and XP Pen and whoever releasing generic Android tablets. Because if they're releasing generic Android tablets, who cares, right? I want something special. Companion Hybrid. That was the name. Came out at a time when Android was not really as good enough for art. Yeah, I forgot about that. XP Pen. JH, I thought XP Pen was a Chinese brand. Let's see, Nick Tyler, I was talking to IQ, that's Ryan, in your Discord. He didn't say Easy Canvas with PC bothered him with any lag latency. Right, he has had experience with those kind of apps. I forgot about that. Oh, Rain says size compared to iPads. Give me a second. I'll go get some iPads and we'll take a look, okay? Actually, I have one nearby, I think. Where is it? Okay, I'll go find it. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back with two different iPads, the large one and the smaller one. So this is like the 13-inch, and this is like the 11-inch, I guess. So let's start with the 13-inch. And let me get to the overhead. Okay, so I'm going to put the iPad on the bottom because it is bigger. Okay. This is a iPad Air, I think. M2 iPad Air, maybe. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one. It is one of the newer M ones. Okay, this is the Magic Drawing Pad. Let me zoom out a little bit. I think you'll need to see it zoomed out just a little bit. Okay, so I'm aligning the bottom edges. So the iPad has the same width as the Magic Drawing Pad, but there's an extra inch of height. Sorry, metric fans, I can't do centimeters yet. I guess that's 2 centimeters, I guess. Okay, now let's try the MovinkPad 11. It's just a little bit not quite as tall, and I don't know, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, not as wide. Not a huge difference, but a little bit of difference, okay? So this was a 13-inch iPad. Okay, let me put this back in its case so it's not gonna fall off and break. Rain, I hope that was useful. This is what you want me to do. Okay, now we have the smaller iPad, the one most people get, I believe. I won't bother unlocking it. So this is MovinkPad 11 compared to this. So physically, the MovinkPad is just a smidge. A smidge is like 2 or 3 millimeters, and maybe 3/4 of an inch wider. So the MovinkPad 11 is actually bigger than the iPad, whatever this is, 11-inch, right? So they're very similar in terms of form factor. So if you're used to carrying this around, the iPad, this will feel like the iPad. You probably won't. The only real way you'll be able to tell the difference, honestly, is you see the glossiness versus the non-glossiness, right? So that's one way you're gonna notice, for sure. Oh, I want to compare the iPad versus the Magic Data thing. The iPad is a little smaller. This one's a little smaller. See? Does that help, Rain? Let's see. DataSM says one big upside is if you delete everything but the drawing app, then you will only use the device for drawing. It's good at that, but it's not great at much else. Yeah, well, it's not special at anything else. It's just a normal Android device with some extra apps, right? And that's fair. I was hoping for more of a package that did, optimize the experience a bit more. Okay. So I think Bruce Lee, we just covered that, the Movink compared to the iPad 11, just literally seconds ago. So I think you saw that. But if you didn't, let me know. I'll bring it back out. Yep, 2025. Generic Android tablet. Yeah. Okay, let's be fair for a second. Okay, let's be fair. I think the Magic Drawing Pad, XePen is taking the device made by some other company, and they're adding, their pen to to it. They're adding their branding to it. And so it's a safe way for them to get in the market. And I think they come out with a decent product, actually. So I'm very happy with it. Huion did it slightly differently. They didn't use their own pen tech. The device is just not good for drawing. So they kind of diverged on the results, unfortunately. I don't know about Wacom. I don't know. Where's the MovinkPad? See, this is how similar they look. I actually thought this was the MovinkPad for a second, and it was the iPad. I don't know how who did Wacom partner with to build this device, right? So if someone knows, say it in chat, because I think they did a good job. Right? There's nothing wrong with this tablet. It just probably isn't as special as I hoped, or better would say more optimized. It isn't as optimized as I hoped. Let's see, Rain says, I think in a way it makes sense where MovinkPad cuts corners. They include 90 hertz. Yeah, that's a good feature. The 90 hertz does make a little bit of a difference. People are trying to light higher refresh rates. And that's glass, so it feels like they wanted to optimize. Another thing, I don't know if anyone's noticed this, the power button can easily be pressed if I put the tablets next to each other. And twice now, I've turned off the Magic Drawing Pad by putting the Wacom next to it and hitting that button. Let's see, sorry, I got distracted by it. So it feels like they wanted to optimize the drawing experience specifically over other features. That is fair, that's a very fair comment. Alejandro says, XP-Pen was born in Japan, but it is now a Chinese company, right? Easy Canvas depends on the specs of a PC and possibly your device. With iPad Pros and Mini 6, it was fine, but of course, no hover on Gen 2 Apple Pencil was not great. Oh, you lose hover with it. I didn't realize that. Let's see. With software mirroring using Easy Canvas Super Display, your PC specs play a big role in how much latency there is because it uses a lot of CPU resources. Got it. Direct DPN cuts through a lot of that, so you get minimal lag. Yeah, with the Magic Drawing Pad, with its DPN, I noticed just a very slight lag change. So I was overall very happy with it. He says, another question, checking the price of pen display and the Canvas Pro 19. Is €100 more expensive than the Wacom Cintiq 2025? Oh, this is tough. This is real tough. Okay, let me lay it out for you. The Canvas Pro 19 and the Canvas Pro 27, they were released, 2024, I think? But right now, those two models are the best pen displays Huion's ever made. They're very good. If the Canvas Pro is $100 more than the Cintiq 16, let's think about what you get. I'm not a color guy, so I think it has a better color support, I think. So that's one thing. Second, it's 4K as opposed to 2560 by 14 or by 1600. So more pixels. The Canvas Pro 19 has touch support, which works very well on Windows, kind of in beta still for Mac. Anything else? Oh, it can do power delivery to attach things, like the tablet the phone or whatever you're attaching to it. Or laptop. I think $100 is probably worth it. I think the question then is, how confident do you feel about Huion? Like, if you're happy with the brand and because you have to be honest that Huion's a relatively new brand compared to Wacom, which is 40 years old. Huion's been making tablets for easily over a decade, but the point is Wacom, I think they do reserve their reputation for reliability. I know not everyone's had the best experience, but I think they are very reliable. But yeah, I think I'd be very tempted to get the Canvas Pro 19. Bigger screen, touch, more pixels. It's a pretty nice step up, actually. And the pen is very good. PW600 pen is, and you get two of them, by the way. It's a pretty good deal. And not just like it's a good deal with less, it's a good deal and you get more. Okay? Quite a bit more. Yeah, so Nizio, this comment, yeah, it surprised me too. I thought for some reason this was going to be smaller than the iPad, whatever, 11 inch, but it's slightly bigger, which surprised me, right? Are the bezels thicker on the moving? Let me turn these on. I feel like the bezels between these are very comparable. If I had to guess, I think the bezels on the MovinkPad are like a millimeter thicker, maybe, than the bezels on the Magic Drawing Pad. And compared to the iPad, aren't you glad I have a lot of tablets? So we can do these comparisons. Yeah, I would say compared to the iPad, the MovinkPad has, I don't know, 2 extra millimeters of bezel. So the bezels are smaller on the iPad for sure. Yeah, you know what? Let me bring I think I have my Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra. Let me bring it so you can see what that looks like. 'Cause that's like a 15-inch tablet. Give me 1 second. See if I can find it real quick. Okay, I found it. This is the Tab S8 Ultra, which I think is 15 something inches. Okay, so let's lay this down. And I'll try. I don't know that it actually has any power whatsoever. So you're just gonna have to believe. I can probably I can see the bezel, but you can't because of just the way the light's bouncing. But first thing, the bezel on this thing is like half the size of the bezel of this and less than half the size of the bezel of the Wacom, okay? So there's a very small bezel, probably even smaller than the iPad. So here's the size, right? This thing really is, it's big enough. This is the Magic Drawing Pad on top of the S8 Ultra. And then here is the MovinkPad on top of the S8 Ultra, right? So significantly bigger, significantly bigger. Let's see, Joseph says, explaining to those who don't know XP Pen, it was initially founded in 2005 in Japan by a Taiwanese company called P Active. Well, this is great information. I knew just a little bit of this, but I don't have as much, I did never have this much detail. What was acquired by a Chinese holding company, Hanbun UG. Got it. So it sounds like Hanbun UG kind of took over the brand entirely. And what Kanta says, XP Pen's I believe XP Pen's always been a honking merchant. No, Apple Pencil 2 Gen 2 has no hover. Apple Pencil Pro and Easy Canvas have hover. Only Apple Pencil Pro supports hover out of Apple. Yeah, that's right. Only the Pro. I have not tested Super Display on MovinkPad. I don't have it installed on my PC because I think I have to uninstall other tablet drivers so I can install Super Display. So I did not set that up. The XP Pen Artist Pro 19 is $712 on their site. That's a pretty good price. That's a pretty good price, right? Just so everyone, conveniently, I have a lot of tablets. So let me just show you what's going on here. Hang on a second. I gotta clear some space for this, what I'm about to show you. Okay. Conveniently, I have the Canvas Pro 19 here. A little dusty, but it's here. Okay, and I'm gonna have to zoom out so you see this. Just to put this in perspective, okay? Just to put this in perspective, this is the Movink, which is 13 inches, okay? You all see it? Okay, just again, put this 13 inches, 19 inches. This is actually more like 18.5, but you get the idea, okay? Here's my my iPad that I've been showing you, the 11-inch iPad. So, huge increase. Okay. Now, let's show you. Got some dust on here. The new Cintiq 16. Right. Now, I think 19 inches is better. I think this tablet still feels like a. Actually, you'll notice something here, okay? The height of the screens are almost exactly the same. That's because this is 16 by 10, okay? This only has another, let's say, 2 inches of, of width here on the Canvas Pro 19. So, how important is it to get extra width, 4K, touch, 2 pens? Right, I think it has. Again, I think it has better color support. If it's the same price, I'd probably steer toward this, the Canvas Pro 19. Okay, that's my thought. That's my thought. Hi Gecko, glad for joining us. We're just answering questions now since we went through the tablet. We are indeed vibing. Hayden says, unlike our adventure with MDP V2. Oh yeah, that was an adventure, wasn't it? Wacom has a lot of documentation on MovinkPad 11 on their site. I will give Wacom credit. When they release a product on their Japanese and their English channels, you'll see them publish like 50 videos, like everything, how to replace a nib, how to, plug in the thing, how to use the stand. So they do get prepared, and they have that the day of the release. They do a pretty good job of it. S8 Ultra is 14.6 inches. Okay, so it's a little bit smaller than 15. Joseph says, when I found out that XP Pen was part of the same company as, oops, let me show that comment again. As UG, many things made sense because both UG and XP Pen released standalone tablets with Android and having their hardware based on TCL tablet. And I believe this MDP is same, right? It's based on TCL, which I guess is another company. Let's see, Dad SM says, I can confirm Super Display works amazing wired and wireless on my MovinkPad set. Oh, okay, great. Great, thank you for confirming, Dad. And full 90 hertz, apparently. And with full pen and touch, fantastic. And so does that mean, so this is an interesting question. Atlas is asking, are we sure then that the MovinkPad has a USB 2.0 port? I guess, maybe it's possible. It's hard to explain. Like in one of my last videos, I tried a lot of tablets, so I have like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 15 tablets around me, not including the MovinkPad that I was testing. Because people want me to like put tablets on top of each other, so before a stream, I try to get tablets that are in the same place so people can get some comparisons. Right? But it's hard sometimes. Sometimes they want me to do things or show the screen, and connecting the power gets complicated sometimes. Yeah, everyone, join the Discord if you want to have a deeper conversation. I'm going to put the Discord link just in case people haven't seen it. Tablet giveaway? No way. TCL, as far as we know, is the OEM for all XP Pen Android tablets. Yeah, TCL Next Paper. That would explain why I saw Next Paper on the Magic Notepad and the Magic Drawing Pad. How do I feel about the MovinkPad, Moving 13? I think the names are okay, sorry, I'm just reacting now. And this isn't meant as a negative comment, it's more like a clarification. Don't let the name fool you. I am so obsessed with the naming of things because names can bring things to confusion. Movink, if you said there was a product called Movink and you saw another one called MovinkPad that was standalone, you would believe the MovinkPad is a superset of the Movink, right? And that's what I thought was going to happen. But the MovinkPad is just a very different beast. It's its own genealogy. The only thing that keeps them related is they're both intended for like on-the-go usage. That's what Movink's supposed to mean. It doesn't mean pro, it doesn't mean consumer, it means it's their on-the-go brand, right? Portable, optimized for portability. So, having said that, they both have each has their strengths. And I would say, if I had to pick between the two, I would actually, I would get the MovinkPad, honestly. And the reason for that is higher resolution screen, and it's by definition more portable because it's a standalone computer, right? And even though it's a bit smaller, you know, the screen is pretty good. It's not OLED, but it looks good. So the MovinkPad for me would be more convenient if I was traveling a lot or just needed to draw mobile, right? And on top of it, I could do other things with it, like, you know, browse the web and watch YouTube or whatever, right? Okay, I think we've run through all our core topics. If there's anything else, I can hang on for a bit and take any remaining questions, but I think we got through the core stuff, right? Overall, so the last, few takeaways to end it. I like the tablet. I do think the Magic Drawing Pad Gen 2 has an edge. They're both good. They're both better than the Huion Slate. Sure, for sure. If you want a better drawing experience, then these are better choices than the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE. And that is my standard answer for when someone says, I want a drawing tablet. The only thing I feel hesitant about with the MovinkPad is the fact that the replacement cost for the Pro Pen 3 is $130. Let me give you an example, just so you're totally clear on this. Let's go and let's type in XP Pen X3 Pro Stylus, okay? Take a look at the replacement cost for this thing. It's $40. What are the odds with a standalone tablet that you're going to lose the pen? Pretty high, I think. And if you lose it, the Wacom's it's going to cost you $130. With this, you're good for $40. I'm not saying $40 is cheap, but it's like 1/3 the cost of the Wacom pen, and it's a decent pen. Is it as good? No. Is it good? Is it good to great? Yes. Adi, when you say EMR pen, you can only, with the Movink you can use UD EMR pens specifically. I'll give you the list. 1 second. UDEMR 2nd Gen. Yeah, it's this list. I'm going to copy and paste it. It'll work with these pens. And I'm just being specific because EMR is a very broad category, and it doesn't work with any EMR pen, but it will work with UDEMR pens. Is the X3 Pro pretty good for drawing compared to the Pro Pen 3? Okay, simple answer is it's decent to, actually, it's, actually let's take a look. Because I changed my rating scale, so it'll be easier if I take a look here. X3 Pro. I have a page for everything on my site. Okay. So these are my measurements of the X3 Pro pen. I have, how many? I have 10 of these pens. I have more now. So my rating scale changed. That's the first thing you need to know, okay? If you've seen it before. So what you want to notice, forget the IAF. The IAF is fine. It's like 3 gram force. What you want to see is where do the maximum pressures fall and how wide a spread is it? Because each line is a pen, okay? So what we see here is some of the X3 pens units are, they're like, they're decent. They're between okay and good. And some are almost excellent. So it's a wide spread here, okay? Remember, 350, if you get a pen with 350 max pressure, you should feel very happy, okay? Now, let's take a look at the Pro Pen 3, which is model number ACP 500. I love that I have these graphs. I love it. Okay, what do you notice? I have 6 of these pens. Look how consistent the lines are. They're all in the same place, okay? Now look where they end. They all end above the excellent category. So is the X3 Pro series of pens good? I always tell people, it's decent to like great, or decent to very good. It depends on the specific unit you got. So there's a little bit of random number generator stuff going on there. Overall though, as long as people realize there's a little bit of variability, I don't hesitate in telling people, get a tablet that uses the X3 Pro pen. I just want them to know that like there is that variability. Now maybe XP Pen will be getting better at it. I still have 5 or 6 X3 Pro pens to test. So I should be getting that number up to like 13 or 14 X3 Pro pens. Oh, Otnus, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, the MDP has some crazy ass issues with tilt. I'm gonna write that. The tilt acts crazy. I don't know how to say it. If you need tilt to work, MDP Gen 2 and the Magic Notepad are not good choices. I'm still writing up my investigation for XP Pen, and I'll do a video or write it up for you all to see what I'm talking about. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna show you because okay, you want to know about UDEMR? Okay, I got pages for everything. Okay, so let's take the most classic UDEMR pen, which is the Samsung S Pen. Okay, and then I'm gonna get back to my, what was the previous topic? Tilt, yeah, I'll show you something, okay? Samsung S Pen, I typed that in wrong. Okay. My notes on Samsung S Pen. Do I have it here? Shoot, I didn't paste in. It's not great. It's not great. It's actually not quite as good as the CP913. So let me see if I can show you this one. Yeah, here's CP913. Look what the maximum pressures end up. They end up in just kind of the middle between okay and good. Okay? The X3 pens start here and go above. Right? Now, I gotta tell you, these pens, these UDEMR, when they're used with the Wacom tablet, the IAF is not great. They're better on a Samsung tablet, actually, from my investigation. That's why I think there's some weirdness in these curves here. So they're not great. These are more like backup pens. Like they'll work in an emergency. They're not bad. I mean, look, some of them are like almost good, but some of them are just decent, right? The S Pen is worse than this. The S Pen, some of the S Pens go to like between 150 and 200, right? Which is like meh is what I'd call it. So UD-EMR pens tend to be kind of all over the place. But they don't, whatever they do, they don't tend to hit good. They tend to be between 150 and maybe 300, which is kind of like meh to almost good, right? Just depends on the specific unit. Okay, I want to show you some tilt, okay? Because people think I'm crazy. People think I'm crazy when I talk about these things. So I want to show you so you can see with your own eyes. I did more investigations. Okay, that's what I do. I test these tablets. So I'm not showing MoveInk right now. I'm showing Magic, not MoveInk, Magic drawing pad. Let me turn it on. Okay. What's the best way for me to show this to you? I might need to show you the MoveInk just to give you a comparison so you understand. So let me move things out of the way. Is this the MoveInk or the iPad? See, they're so similar in shape, I have to look at the name. Okay. So I'm gonna just load an app, okay? Give me a second. I want you to see Wacom first. And then we'll show you which Play Store. I want Infinite Painter. How do I do Infinite Painter? One second. Okay, Infinite Painter. Install. Okay, and I'm going to move. I've got too many tablets in front of me. Let me turn on overhead view, and we're going to zoom in. Yeah, I get it. I don't need this tutorial. Okay, let me find ProPen 3, okay? So let's zoom in. There we go. I may need to turn down the brightness a little bit. Okay, so this is just a standard pen. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And I want to get a specific like pencil. I think it's the Proco pencil. Let me try to make it big. Okay, notice what happened. Let me zoom in here. Notice, look at the way this thing got thicker. That wasn't pressure, that was tilt. So let me draw without tilting for a second. So let me erase this stuff. No tilt. And then I'm gonna curve the line, okay? No tilt. Now I'm gonna tilt it. You see that? Does that look good? Let me turn on the brightness a little bit. Because it'll help you see. Smooth. Look at that. Woo! Smooth. I'm doing it slow, I'm doing it fast. Looks nice, right? Right? Let's do one more thing. The reason I'm doing this to you is to show you it's not because of me, it's not because of my hands, it's not because I have bad technique, okay? So I want to show you me doing good stuff, or things that are going to be good. It may not look good to you, but when you show you the next thing, you're going to see. I want one more app. What is it I want? I want Concepts. I love that app. Concepts. Install. Every app has a different brush engine, and the way they do their brush engine can be very different, and they can behave really differently when you draw a stroke. So we're going to see concepts which has a very different style of rendering. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Let's start with the basics. Okay, I'm going to create a new drawing. Okay. Shape yeah, sure, okay. And I'm picking, I think, I'll try both these, but just notice how I'm moving. The pen is being tilted. The pen is, sorry, the line is wiggly. It's not a straight line. That's neither here nor there. You're looking for weird things happening. Nothing's really weird happening. I'm moving I'm just moving and making it in a regular line. It's supposed to look like this, okay? Whatever you believe, all the little wiggliness here is deliberate, and I'm doing it, okay? Good? You know what this looks like? Great. Okay. Now watch. This is the Magic Drawing Pad. We're going to go to Infinite Painter. Now I have to make sure that that brush has, I gotta find it actually. Where is it? Here's an XP. Yeah, here we go. Okay, let me clear this layer here. I don't even know how to clear the layers anymore. Okay, and let me double check the brush to make sure it's actually gotten. Now by default it has tilt enabled, so I'm going to just leave tilt. I'm not even sure how tilt gets it. It's normal setting, which is, I'll leave it like this, okay? I don't even know what the normal brush is. Okay, okay. So I just want you to watch, no tilt. Oh, let me make sure the size is big. No tilt, right? Do you notice anything funny about this line? Isn't that kind of weird? Just, there's little bumps there. It's not being erratic, it's being regular. There's little bumps, okay? Interesting. Interesting that. Now I'm going to make a curved line, no tilt. Doesn't actually look unusual, okay? Now I'm going to do tilt. Now watch. Oops, I'm not getting the effect I want. Let me see if there's a reason for that. Did I turn off tilt? Let me double check. Okay, I must have turned off tilt. I don't know why. It's fine. I'm going to turn tilt back on. Let me confirm with you. Everything looks... There's those bumps. Guess what's causing that bump? It's actually the tilt. You see the weirdness? You see it? That's not normal. That's way... It's pulsing and doing weird stuff, okay? You can see it when I make certain transitions in tilt. So that's why with this brush, I actually had turned off tilt. Okay? I had actually gone here and I turned it off. And then things look normal. So the Magic Drawing Pad right now, it's also the Magic Notepad. They have something weird going on with tilt. Okay? Now, just to further give you evidence of this, let's go to Concepts. Okay? And I'm just going to create a new layer and select same brush, but I'll make it black. Okay? So, I think this one's actually okay. Maybe it was a different brush I was seeing the problem with. Let me check. Oh, you see that little, you see this little thing here? That's the tilt going, okay, watch this. Oh, look at that. That's not me, everyone. I am not pressing down hard. I am just going slow and just the tilt is going. This is a combination of the weird tilt and just the specific rendering engine used for this brush stroke. I am not pulsing with pressure at all. This is just tilt being crazy. Okay? Now obviously you didn't see that same effect with, right? So everyone should be like understanding now when I say I like the Magic Drawing Pad, but it's got to get the tilt fixed. I don't know what the problem is. I don't think it's a hardware problem. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the firmware and how they're trying to detect the tilt. It's just not. The fact that it's very regular tells me there's something related to the spacing of the coils and the digitizer, right? So I just wanted to show you that, right? Let me take a look at some of these. I'll have to go. I'm going backwards in the chat here. It's kind of nice knowing that, though, that the ProPen 3 seem to have consistency from unit to unit. That's typical of Wacom ProPens. They tend to be very consistent, at least in the last 10 years. Yeah, and that's look. This is what you get with the Wacom. Like, you know the experience you're going to get, okay? And the experience is going to be kind of high end, right? Yeah, I do have one Wacom pen which is way off. It has 3,500 max pressure, but it's a defective pen. It happens, but you can see it's not like the X3 Pro pen, which is like all over the place. Haynim says the most important thing to consider above pressure pen accuracy. Wacom, yeah, I agree with you, Haynim. I do agree with you. And benefit of UDM with a variety of alternatives. Yes, that's a fair. It is good for those reasons, right? Okay, and let's just take a look. Sausage brush. Did I test tilt? Yeah, Haynem, I tested with multiple X3 pens, and they all exhibit the same behavior. So it's not a pen thing. It's just the digitizer, right? And they all experience this. Yeah, I tested the slim. I may even have the non-slim somewhere. Yeah, I do. It's right here. Here's another one. Different pen. Look at that. Here's another pen. X3 Pro. Right? I can just repeat this all day with the different pens. Now this one's a little different, but I'm not sure why. So that's interesting. Actually, this unit, which is unit 2002, I have inventory numbers on my pens. I'm not getting that same effect, at least not at that angle. So that's interesting. Why did that pen not have a problem? What's that reveal to me? Maybe now there is something related to the pen. Okay, let's keep trying. This pen doesn't seem to have the problem. Haynem, thank you. You helped me discover something. I think my conclusion, though, is very similar still, which is there is something going on with the tilt, right? And just so everyone sees this, here's a pen, X3 Pro, which doesn't have any problem. This looks beautiful. And then here's one that you're going to see the problem. You see it? I'm going to try it with the other pen too, just to see if I can trigger the behavior. Sometimes, you know, your hand just gets in a certain... You have to be in a certain pressure regime or tilt regime to get the problem. I think this pen is exhibiting the problem, actually. Now that I'm drawing slower, it's just not as bad as the other pen. But you get the idea. The pen is going. Something is weird in the digitizer, right? Haynem's asking, does the tilt problem interfere with cursor compensation, or what I call tilt compensation? Not that I see. Let me try a different. XP Pen has always probably not had as good tilt compensation as Wacom and Huion. So I think this tilt compensation isn't as good as Wacom, but it's on par with what I see at XP Pen, right? This should be mentioned anytime the MDP. Yeah, it should. It definitely should. Have I tested MovinkPad with EMR pen? Yes, Adi, I did do that. I tested the Samsung, this S pen. So it did work fine. It worked perfectly. Right? Yeah, it needs to be fixed, Tara. It needs to be fixed. You know, when you compare it against other tablets with the same cost, you can't excuse it. You can't excuse it. Again, I'm happy with the tablet because guess what? I don't use tilt. So I have no problem with the tablet. I just don't use tilt. What I have to do is make sure that the brushes I'm using are not using tilt. So I just disable any tilt. So, you know, I'm not blocked by it. But for some people, it's a killer. They wouldn't be able to use this tablet. For drawing experience, how the Wacom Moving compares to iPad Pro 11? It depends. Some people really prefer. So it really comes down to the pens, the way the pressure works with the Pro Pen 3 versus the Apple Pencil Pro. Some people hate the Apple Pencil Pro. I think they're both great pens. I definitely prefer the way the Wacom pens work. They respond to pressure in a way I understand. They have real buttons. Some of them have erasers. So in pure like tech, they're very comparable, but I think Wacom has the edge actually in terms of actually drawing. How many dead pens? Oh, what an interesting question. How many dead pens have I seen? Most users never change them, but I already killed one Pro Pen 2. So I've been using a Wacom tablet since like 1995 at the latest, maybe 1994. So it's a long time. It's a long time. I would say in that time, excluding, you know, pens that I have deliberately broken for testing, or I once stepped on a pen and cracked it in half. So those I broke for whatever reason. So that's 2 of them. I have had I've had 2 pens, one that was kind of weirdly defective because it didn't work sometimes with some tablets, but it worked with others. These were Wacom pens. It was a grip pen or an art pen, I can't remember. And then I had another Wacom Pro Pen 2 that it worked fine, but its max pressure was like 3,500 gram force. Right, so just you can never get to 100% pressure. Okay, those are the 2 cases where I had a pen break. For Huion, I've never had like a non-functioning pen. With XP pen, same thing, right? And it would make sense that I have more with Wacom because I've had Wacom longer, like, you know, by decades, compared to Huion and XP pen. So that makes sense. Yeah, as long as you're not reliant on tilt, MD Pen 2 is good. Like, if you're taking notes with this, you know, I know this is meant for like art. Like if you're taking notes, this is fine, right? It's absolutely fine. Actually, you know what? I'm going to try something. Since this worked with the Pro Pen 2, I'm going to see if the Pro Pen 2 creates that same effect. Is this it? Yeah, let's see. Hey, look at this. Pro Pen 2 is drawing without me pressing. So, you know, when you're mixing and matching pens, not everything may work the way you think it does. Interestingly, I think the Pro Pen 2 does not seem to be as prone to the problem. Maybe a little bit. Let me see if I can find another one here. That's Pro Pen 1. That's the art pen. Yeah, I'll keep trying. I need to do some more investigation on this tilt issue. Okay, so I think we covered everything. I will again try to write up my notes, my written notes, and then I'll try to do a short video about this. I may do a video comparing them. Should I do a video with both of them together or just one for each? I don't know. But I'll try to keep it a short 5 to 10 minute video. But overall, you know, as weird as it seems, I'm actually happy with both of these tablets, as long as you know what their limitations are, right? Definitely, these are better choices than the Huion Slate. I think these do have something more to offer than the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE, which is my standard recommendation, right? It is my standard recommendation. I wish they offered more. I especially wish both Wacom and XP Pen here, that they customize the experience more to make it more optimized, right? And especially in the Wacom case, I'm looking forward, honestly, to a more pro tablet, okay? Okay, I think that wraps it up, everyone. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. I think I had a great, fun stream with all these questions and things people wanted me to try. I'll be streaming again soon. I might actually even stream later tonight if people in like Australia and Europe want to talk about this tablet some more. I might do another Q&A super late at night. But as for today, I think I'm done. And again, thank you very much. I'll see you all soon, okay? Thanks for stopping by. And I am ending.